So a few seconds away from the start of the final championship race of the night. Matt Cook on pole position, Alex Stroesmer, Garen Batten, Lucas Raskovitz and Sam Watley, your top 5. So lights are up and we'll be underway for the final time tonight. Green flag and Matt Cook leads the field away. Alex Stroesmer also gets away well, but charging through Garen Batten. And Stroesmer actually looks like he hasn't gotten away quite as well because he's getting swarmed and Garen Batten looks towards the inside. Is he going to go from 3rd to 1st? Yes, he is. Matt Cook gives up the lead into turn 1, lives to fight another day. Stroesmer holds on to 3rd place. And behind them...
Sorry, Chris, John, at the first corner, Danny Henny was punted off and he hit the wall, so he is in real trouble.
Absolute disaster once again for Danny Henny. He'd done so well in the first 2 races, but all that good work undone in the first corner of this race 3. Crucially, Tim Ellis and Carl Power away well. They're coming up through the field. Ellis already up into 4th place, and Carl Power is following him.
That's it. With Danny Henny, it was just 3 wide into the first corner. He was on the outside, had nowhere to go, and just clipped his rear wheel, skated across the gravel, and he just tapped the ball, so he should be okay to continue.
I don't see Alexander Dobertsberger on my timing as well, so I wonder, was he...
Just some news coming from race control as well. David Hatton was unable to join this race, so our championship leader is going to take a big points drop today. So, although that will be mitigated slightly by the fact that Danny Henny has had an accident in this race 3.
Well, Tim Ellis...
He moved the inside of Ellis.
Yeah, still looks like he can score well, but he's got Carl Power alongside him. Of course, Dobertsberger not in the top 20 at the moment. I can't see either. But at least Henny and Hatton will have the drop scores to count on, at least get 2 for this season. So Ellis holding on to 4th place for now, ahead of Carl Power. Actually got Sam Watley for close company down towards the chicane. So end of lap 1, Garen Batten leads the field ahead of Alex Stroesmer, who's gotten up ahead of the pole sitter Matt Cook. Tim Ellis in 4th, Carl Power 5th, Andy Flagg in 6th place now, just got ahead of Sam Watley. Lucas Raskovitz in 8th place, Shane Jordan in 9th, and Gregory Leader, your top 10. Behind them, Andy Flagg and Sam Watley side by side into turn 1, and it's Flagg who comes out on top for now. Like it was Watley trying to come back at Andy Flagg after he got him on the exit of the chicane. Oh, and meanwhile, Ellis pouncing on Matt Cook, who's gone out wide in the middle of the S's, but he can't find a way through such a tight and twisty technical section. Doesn't matter how much quick you are. Oh, but Carl Power taking full opportunity to try and throw one up the inside. He's going to get boxed in here if he's not careful, and Ellis will have the line. Carl's not going to try and make it around the outside of the Dagner. Oh, contact behind them as Watley and Flagg come together. Flagg's off into the gravel. Looks like Watley has just gotten away with it, but he's dropping positions.
Back in 3rd place, we got Cook defending heavily from Ellis. Ellis had to go to the outside, and he's alongside now. It's surely going to be a matter of time, Chris.
Yeah, Cook cost himself a little bit of an exit there, and he's got the longer run towards Spoon Curve, and Ellis has already got it done. But Cook might come back at him.
And there's a side for the lead, Chris. Sorry to interrupt you. Batten has gone slightly wide. Drillsman is just on the inside. They're so close to touching. Whoa, that was close.
So close. So Drillsmer making his move and is side by side with Garen Batten. Although it looks like Batten's actually got the momentum just on Drillsman, but he'll tuck back into the slipstream. Power is about to make his move on Matt Cook, but all eyes on the front as Drillsmer looks to take the lead of the race away from Garen Batten. And as they head down towards the chicane, he throws it up the inside. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Drillsmer takes the lead at the end of lap 2.
But them fighting has put Ellis right in the battle. He's on the outside of Batten already, Chris.
Yeah, it's going to be side by side down the front straight. Could have him by the time they even get to turn 1. Look how much they gapped Cook and Power as they've been squabbling. But meanwhile, Ellis going to try and make it around the outside. And we saw some drama with the championship contenders here earlier, and he can't make it around the outside just yet. Although he's got a great run and up the inside of turn 3. This is brave stuff, trying to go around the outside of the S's. Fantastic bit of racecraft there from Tim Ellis, and brilliantly takes 2nd place.
This track is barely wide enough for one through the S's. I don't know how they managed to get two through there. Stunning stuff.
This is on now for the lead. Tim Ellis is going to be hunting down Alex Drolsma. So we'll see what the lap times are like next time around. Drolsma was a little bit slower on that last lap, but of course he was passing Garen Batten for the lead. As Power, meanwhile, up the inside of the hairpin.
He's got him. He did a Kobayashi.
I think he might have just nudged the rear wheel. It almost looked like Batten's car sort of hopped, skipped and jumped in the braking zone. That could just be a little bit of net code because Power's wing looks okay, but he's now up into third place and could be on course for his second podium in the series.
I think it was just a friendly little love tap as he went past, you know, just like our friend Brad Philpott in the British touring cars, you know, these cars aren't meant to do that, Kyle. Yeah. Calm down.
So Matt Cook, very much the cork in the bottle at the moment. He's got leader Williams and Jordan bearing down on him as they come towards 130R. Is he going to lose one place, two place on the way into the chicane? So that leader's about to go through side by side through the chicane, and they're a bit of bargy, and Jordan goes round. Goodness me, that was all a bit of a mess down at the chicane as they were all squabbling over the same bit of tarmac.
And Cook lost out in there as well. He lost a good 5 or 6 places there.
Williams, meanwhile, he just about got away with it seems, and he's gone past Gregory Leader into turn 1. That's for 5th position.
One dark horse coming through the field is Harrison. He's up to 7th place. Luca Harrison there. He's making good progress, so he's on for a good finish at this rate. Stephen Williams up to 5th as well. So the quick guys floating back to the surface again.
Look at Spanners as well in 10th place. Just give him a little whoop.
Just look at him with that wonderful paint scheme he's got there. That is
Do not adjust your television sets.
That's for his radio show on Spotify, Spanner's 90s Radio. Tune in when you can because it's a cracking show, Chris.
It absolutely is. Spanners has been doing some fantastic stuff during the night. I mean, for me, the Remain Indoors podcast might be the greatest thing he's ever come up with. Not to be outdone by the 90s Radio show, of course.
Back to the racing, we've got Stephen Williams under massive pressure here from Leader and Harrison just behind as well, Chris. They're coming up to the slipstreaming fest that is the back straight.
Yeah, so Leader going to try and find his way back past Williams for that 5th place spot. Pulls out to the inside and now got to be careful because they've got Luca Harrison right with them as well. And you could not get closer than that into 130R, and actually Williams dips out a little bit wide there, and Harrison, pick your moment, Luca, because you're not going to make it 3 wide into that chicane. Williams bouncing all over the curbs, and Leader doing the same. That's all allowing Brian Boomsma to get onto the back of them as well, so Williams pulls clear. And it's now Luca trying to get it around the outside and Brian Boomsma following him through. And are we going to go 3 wide into turn 1 again? I think we are. And who's going to back out on this one? It's Luca Harrison who comes out on top. But Leader throws it back down the inside at turn 2 and Harrison has to concede. Can he get some momentum going and get it up the inside of turn 3? Yes, he can. Fantastic. And so now Brian Boomsma waiting in the wings and Leader's forced out wide, and that just allows Boomsma to get alongside him. Can he hold that around the outside and get some momentum going into Dunlop? He had to think about it, and we're very close, but he had to back out of it.
Yeah, the key there was Harrison just keeping his nose in, and it just meant he couldn't take the apex, and then Harrison got a good run up the hill.
Boomsma going out a little bit wide on the exit Degner 2. That might just cost him some momentum at a critical time. So trying to close up to people at the hairpin. Williams from 5th place at the hairpin has spun it round, and Gregory Leader's bumped into him as well. It's big front wing damage for him. What a shame for Stephen Williams. All that to the advantage of Luca Harrison, who is now in 5th, and Brian Boomsma, who takes 6th. And Leader's going to drop like a stone now, I would imagine. And
yeah, he's not making the same progress through. However, somebody who is making progress is Tim Ellis. He is about less than half a second behind the leader now, Alex Drillsma. He's going to be putting him under pressure in the next lap or so. Kyle Power not making the same inroads. He's a couple of seconds back.
So we'll keep an eye on Ellis as he comes down this front straight, and in the slipstream it's the closest it's been. And Drillsma weaving this way and that way, trying to break the slipstream. I think at some point you've got to pick a line and stick to it, Alex. And he's not going to get him into turn 1 this time. He's going to have to sit behind him through the S's and wait for his next opportunity, probably out of Spoon Corner. He's got 3 laps to go, including this one. So still a bit of time to pick his moment, does Tim.
We've seen from previous races that Drillsma is not an easy one to pass, so this is going to be quite a battle for the lead in the fight in the last couple of laps. And I say, as soon as these stars start to get towards each other, Kyle Power is starting to close that gap, so it could be a 3-way battle right at the finish.
Could well be 2 seconds. It's not a big advantage, especially when you start squabbling over position. Got to say, Garen Batten's doing a fantastic job to hold on to the 4th place at the moment, although I imagine Luca Harrison will be bearing down on him any time soon. That's all going off over. Oh my goodness, my heart has just jumped as I saw Adam Rosales spinning out of the exit of the hairpin, thinking for a moment that it was Alex Drillsma, but it was not. It was just a very effective way of clearing some blue flags. So Danny Henney, meanwhile, he's recovered rather nicely. He's up in 11th place. How on earth has he done that?
And he's putting Wingfield under pressure for the top 10. This is crazy.
Yeah.
He said it was winnable. I didn't expect he would win it this time, given what he did at the first corner.
Well, that's critical, really, because with David not scoring points, then this is absolutely crucial. Every point here he can muster is going to be absolutely vital for the championship. And I mean, it's a real shame for David not to be in this fight, but you know, this is kind of the reality of sim racing. There are tech issues and things happen in the same way that Nico Hulkenberg didn't start the British Grand Prix because his car broke down.
That's it, and you've got to take the rough with the smooth in sim racing and in real racing. They're very similar tech issues on both sides. As we were talking there, Danny Henney just threw it up the inside of Wingfield, took him into the chicane. Wingfield trying to get back into first corner, but nothing doing this time around. His next target is Spanners.
Wonder what he'll do with that. Probably not a lot.
Oh, no, Spanners will definitely fight him all the way, won't you, Chris?
Oh yeah, the real fighter. He'll recognise the superiority of Danny. If he's smart about it, he'll even try and use his slipstream, maybe even seize an opportunity. If Danny can overtake Lucas, maybe Spanners can capitalise on that. That's what I'd be thinking anyway.
Yeah, Spanners is a very sensible racer. He knows which fights to pick and which not to. What he's got to be careful of, though, if he does let Henney by, he's got to do it in a good place so that Wingfield behind doesn't capitalise on that and make the move. Henney, under braking for the hairpin there, was trying to make a little bit of a look. Spanners will be reeling from his race 2 problems in that hairpin, so he's going to be a bit wary around there. And Henney is all over the back of him now. A little bit of a gap to Wingfield.
Leaders, meanwhile, are coming up towards 1:30R for the penultimate time, and Ellis is close as he's ever been. It's 3.5 tenths at the last split, and it's closing all the time. And Ellis, for the first time, makes it side by side with Alex Drillsma going towards the chicane, and he can't fight him around the outside. He's got to focus on the exit. We're about to start the final lap of the night, and Tim Ellis is just one overtake away from taking a victory today. Drillsma once again giving a little weave down the straight, but once again leaves the door open down at turn 1 in the end, and Ellis, he can't walk through it.
It's so important not to defend thin air, and that's what that would have been. He would have set himself offline through the S's, so that was very crucial that he didn't defend that. Ellis is all over the back of him, though. He's going to have to try and set him up towards the second half of the lap.
Would be going for his second victory in the Formula Renault Challenge, I make it. Tim Ellis. Drillsma going for his first. First podium, I believe, as well, actually, for Drolsma. So we'll be getting a fourth different new podium sitter at the very least, it would seem. And Drolsma just a little wider than maybe he would have wanted to be on the exit of Degner 2 and has to go defensive into the hairpin. That really could compromise his run out of this left-hander and down towards Spoon Corner. Ellis has only got a couple of opportunities left if he wants to take the lead of this race and his first victory of the night. And once again, could be side by side, this time into Spoon Corner. Ellis on the outside, can't make it around their work. He has got to try and get the best exit he possibly can, and so does Drolsma. It's the slipstreaming festival down towards the chicane, the final braking zone of the race, and Ellis pulls out towards the outside. Is he going to get the move done before they even get to the chicane? Side by side for the lead of the race, with just a few corners to go, and Drolsma up on the curb, but Ellis has made it stick. Fantastic manoeuvre, and Drolsma was forced to submit. And at the absolute final opportunity, Tim Ellis takes the lead of the race and is going to come to take his first victory of the season.
What a last lap move. My lungs nearly exploded with the intake of air there as Drolsma got on the curb, nearly took them both out.
Got right up on the curb there, didn't he? It was as close as you like. So Drolsma in second place. Kyle Power, his second podium finish in the Formula Renault Challenge. Luca Harrison, he got fourth in the end. He was able to get past Garen Batten. Brian Boomsma takes sixth place. Colin Ward in seventh. Lucas Raskovitz takes eighth. Danny Henney takes a good chunk out of David Hatton's championship lead today. Not only with the win, not only with a great race too as well, but because without David here, he has taken a good chunk of change out of him with that ninth place spot. And James Wingfield, your top 10.
Kyle Power finished on the podium in third place. Kyle, it looked like you might have inherited a win there as they went side by side through 130R on the last lap there. Were you hoping that they would come together?
I was praying for it. I was hoping they were going to actually start fighting a few laps earlier, so I could actually catch up, because I had a few moments where I was playing it a bit cautious to try and get third, but I was praying they were going to take each other out, but unfortunately they were very good boys and didn't, so that's the shame.
That's it. You took a second and a half of them out on that final lap there. Fantastic podium though, Kyle. Rounded off a good evening for you.
Yeah, race one was a bit annoying, but it's just one of those things, you know, just circumstance. So pretty happy with race two. I think it was like 38th or 40th to 14th, so that was good. Set me up for a podium here, so podium good. Got to take the positives. So yeah, had fun overall. So yeah, good night.
Very impressive. Thank you, Kyle. Have a nice rest of your evening.
So Alex Drolsma becomes the 22nd different podium finisher in the Formula Renault Challenge.
Well, what a fantastic evening of racing, Chris.
Great end to the night as well. Just brilliant. At this point, it's still anybody's guess for the title.